Hi there. It's story time. This isn't really anything related to card games. It's just something I kind of want to share with everyone because it's utter bullshit. So, I was on eBay and I'm scrolling through a bunch of searches. I forget what I was searching for, but I stumble across these anime figures, which, you know, if you're familiar with how expensive anime figures are, they usually range from $80 to $120. And one of them was an $80 figure, was going for a bid of 99 cents. So I jumped on that immediately, bid, and won it for 99 cents. And I thought that's amazing. And then I looked around and I found out, oh my gosh, there's more figures starting bids of 99 cents. And I'm getting all these figures for really, really cheap. And I looked at this and I'm like, now this is probably too good to be true. So I look at the description and it says this is coming from China. And so it says that it's the Chinese version, which doesn't make any sense. But what I'm thinking, my logic was, oh, these figures are manufactured in China, and what the employees are doing is that they're stealing them and putting them on eBay to make a bit of a profit. And I'm like, okay, they're stealing it. I'm just gonna buy it from them. I'm fine with shady stuff like that. Okay. So at first I'm like, yeah, okay, it's really shady, but you know, I don't care. I want the anime figures. But here's the thing. What happened was I clicked on one and bid and won, and then I scrolled down and it said people who viewed this also viewed these for exact same listings of the exact same figure with the exact same pictures and the exact same description. And so I'm like, okay, now there's an issue. So what I do is I look at the username of the seller, and it's all just a bunch of random numbers and letters. So red flag right there, you know, after the other red flag of several listings that are exactly the same. So I go to the seller's eBay page, and it said this seller has been part of eBay for 1 day. So then I got smart and realized what they were doing. So for the scammers, the hope for them is that since the buyer knows that the purchase is going to take about approximately 2 months to get to them because of overseas shipping, the hope for the scammers is that the buyer would straight up forget that they ever bought the figure, and they would just pocket the money and leave. So yeah, not cool. Here's what happened. Since I actually saw these red flags, I put a reminder for myself on my phone to check up on them, and and you know, they have that estimated delivery time. If it doesn't show up in that estimated delivery time, you open a case. Well, actually, you're supposed to contact the eBay seller and say, hey, there's an issue, I didn't get it, and try to work it out with them. But I went back to the my purchase history, and it said every single one of them, the seller was no longer registered on eBay. So when I opened a case for each and every single one of them, I had to wait a week for the seller to respond because eBay has this all automated. And then after that week, I asked eBay to step in, and it had a little text box saying, please describe your issue. And I just said, you know, this user is no longer registered on eBay. I never got my package. I got scammed. And every single one, and I spent like $80 to $100 on each of these figures. So every single one, I got money back. I even opened a case for the one I won a 99 cent bid. So I was gonna get my money back because I know that's. So this isn't really a normal video. I just figured I'd inform everyone because it's really dumb. It's so shady. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful, keep playing.